all like to think that our favorite celebrities are professionals, but it turns out they're just like us. Stage fright, poor planning, and uncooperative clothing can all get in the way of a perfect performance. You'd be surprised at how some of these celebs have made the people around them cringe. These are 10 embarrassing stage moments that made these celebs want to run and hide. From Ariana Grande tripping to James Franco being downright rude, this video has it all. So keep watching and try not to cringe too hard. Thank you. Oops. We start our list today with the reigning princess of pop, Ariana Grande. The pint-sized star has been through quite a lot in the past few years, but she's managed to roll with the punches and make it through. Still, it was a surprise when she debuted her single, Thank You Next, on The Ellen Show, and fans got a glimpse into Ari's personal life. As we all know, the song is somewhat of a tribute to failed relationships, and coming on the heels of her very public engagement and split from Pete Davidson, who will have his own entry later on. During the choreography, Ari slipped, letting out an "oh my god" and giggle. The usually unflappable Ariana did get a little emotional after her slip-up. For those with a trained ear, Ariana seemed to be a little warbly towards the middle of the song, where she explicitly sings about getting married. Again, we can't blame her. Feels like it's been a minute since Ari's been able to relax out of the public eye. As calm as she looked after the performance, Ari still managed to exit the wrong way, but laughed it off with Ellen later like a champ. Alicia Keys hosts the Grammys. The 2019 Grammys were really something, and if you weren't lucky enough to watch this year, don't worry. We'll have a few more awkward moments on this list later on. Being the first female to host the Grammys in 14 years would make anybody nervous. Alicia Keys, however, has been outspoken about women's issues and has even opted for a fresh, makeup-free face. So while she did do an amazing job, we're sure nerves led to some of these gaffes and slips throughout the course of the evening. Poor Alicia did seem to be a little out of it at times, missing cues that the show had come back from commercial, but she recovered like the strong, independent woman she is. Unfortunately, nobody is perfect, and poor Alicia jumbled her words when talking about Clarence Avant. She misread the teleprompter, calling him a Mongol instead of a mogul. Our faces would have turned beet red, but the singer just rolled with it like a boss. We're guessing that nobody can beat out John Travolta for teleprompter flubs anyway. Cardi B caught lip-syncing. It was hard not to pay attention to Cardi B at the 2019 Grammys. The star arrived in a giant black and white dress, evoking images of Botticelli's Venus. Well, that or a giant oyster, depending on who you ask. Fans were excited for her performance, but were a little disappointed when the rap goddess seemed to be lip-syncing. With her very public feud with Nicki Minaj casting her in somewhat of a less classy light, it would have been nice to see the singer step up and really perform. We do have to give her a little credit though. It's pretty standard practice to have singers record a live performance and lip-sync to it during important events. And of course, there have been worse lip-syncing snafus, like Ashley Simpson on SNL. If you missed that one, look it up. It's pretty bad. Or Katy Perry miming the recorder for some reason. But the Grammys are the big leagues, and the slip-up still made Cardi look unprepared. To add insult to injury, at one point during Money, her necklace decided to exit stage front. We know it was a big deal for Cardi B, so we hope she wasn't too shaken up. Better luck next time. Ryan Seacrest leaves Lady Gaga gagging. We just have to say it. The 2019 Grammys were kind of a goldmine for embarrassing stage moments. This one might be cheating a little, since it happened on the red carpet on the lead up to the awards, but boy, were our cheeks red. Ryan Seacrest, a veteran host and regular on red carpets, seemed to be totally off his game that day. From an awkward chat with Charlie Puth to his absolute bomb with Lady Gaga. We have to give her credit. She handled the strange interview with poise and a healthy sense of humor, but we're pretty sure we heard people cringing around the world when she called Ryan out for not even bothering to ask her a question. Ryan then proceeded to try to get a soundbite from her and throw to commercial. Lady Gaga just looked so confused and over it, and we totally can't blame her. Luckily, she did seem in on the joke, playing up her indignation for the cameras. We really hope that there's a bit less cringe happening the next time Ryan pops up with his microphone. Oh, say, can you stop? There is just something magical that happens when an amazing singer absolutely nails the national anthem. Just look at Whitney Houston's iconic rendition of the two at Super Bowl 25. But just as easily as a great singer can move us, a bad performance can bring everybody down. That was the case when Fergie decided to put her own spin on the tune at the 67th NBA All-Star Game. There's so much to be said about this performance. Timing was off, the pacing was strange, the style she chose was well, we'll say unique. Oh, and did we mention that the Star-Spangled Banner isn't exactly the shortest song a person could sing? NBA fans and players alike could be seen trying their best not to cringe or laugh as she belted out the song to a slow, not quite jazzy beat. Though she wound up apologizing for the performance, Fergie did maintain that it was her vision. That's right, she meant to do that. We would have copped to a sore throat or something, but we have to commend her on owning her artistic flair. One thing's for sure though, people won't be forgetting that performance anytime soon. James Franco disses Tommy Wiseau. If you haven't heard of Tommy Wiseau, don't worry, most people haven't. The mysterious filmmaker wrote, produced, and starred in what's come to be known as the worst movie ever made, titled The Room. The low-budget flick became a cult classic and regular in the movie night rotation. Wiseau's co-star and friend, Greg Sestero, even wrote a book about the production, detailing Wiseau's oddities and obsession with filmmaking. James Franco directed and starred in the comedy/drama The Disaster Artist, taking on the enigmatic role of Wiseau. When the movie won a Golden Globe for Best Actor, Franco called Wiseau on stage to accept it with him. Anybody who has seen Wiseau in action would probably have expected him to cause some kind of scene, but that wasn't the case. Instead, Franco was the source of some serious cringe this time around. As Tommy leaned into the mic, Franco physically stopped him, showing that maybe he'd taken on just a few too many attributes of the odd man. Franco is known to lose himself in his characters. Though he ultimately had kind words for Tommy, we wonder how many of those he could have really meant, given the awkward exchange. We can imagine it really tore Tommy apart. PD awkward. Cardi B is back on this list, and again for her behavior at the Grammys. Like we mentioned before, Cardi is no stranger to controversy, having been involved with feuds and always pushing the envelope. However, onlookers got a little more than they bargained for when she showed up to the red carpet. Not only was she wearing that beautiful dress, but she was flaunting her stuff, including her man. She and Offset walked the red carpet together, officially confirming rumors that the couple had gotten back together. And oh boy, are they ever back together. Cardi B posed with her man, and then in an awkward move, the couple decided to touch tongues. PDA is one thing, but even we think this is a little much, no matter how cute a couple is. Later in the evening, to cement that the two are together and in love, Cardi B brought Offset up with her on stage to accept her award. The couple that Grammys together stays together. We hope. But what do you think? Was it a little much, or are you happy for them? Confused cameraman. Like we said, the Grammys this year were a goldmine for onstage flubs. We're guessing that with so many last-minute changes, like Ariana Grande's performance being canceled, the backstage crew had a lot on their plates. Big shows like these take tons of planning, and any change can totally throw off months of work. That seemed to be the case this year because there were actually a few technical slips, like when Alicia Keys didn't realize they were back from break, or when they cut Drake off in the middle of a sentence. But these kinds of things are to be expected. After all, celebrities are always doing different venues, so they can't be expected to know the ins and outs of every stage they see. A stagehand who seemed to be lost, though, had no excuse. Keen viewers got a little laugh during the Grammys. Some poor lost soul stuck his head up from under the stage right in the middle of Keys presenting the Song of the Year. Maybe he just really wanted to be a part of the action. Maybe he didn't realize he was directly visible. Either way, we hope somebody gave this guy a map in the end. An indecent proposal. We've already touched on the fact that Pete might not be getting over Ariana as well as she's been getting over him. Pete is already pretty awkward, and you'd think that everything would just bounce off of him. But if SNL is any indication, he's not doing too well. There was, of course, his quote-unquote joke proposal to Maggie Rogers just 1 week after splitting from Ariana Grande. The pop star took to social media to respond and didn't seem pleased. Though, if we had to guess, Maggie and Jonah's reactions to the quip were anything but amused. Nobody likes to get in the middle of a breakup. And of course, there was Pete's self-detrimental segment on The Weekend Report following an alarming Instagram post that seemed to signal that the young comedian was in a lot of trouble. We admire Pete's spirit and how he tries to turn tragedy into comedy, but we all needed time to grieve too. Many of Ari's fans have taken to bashing Pete and blaming him for the end of the relationship. The ex-couple has been civil with each other overall and even defended one another in the wake of their relationship. We're still hoping Pete can find a better way to vent his frustrations. Camila Cabello. Camila Cabello has been a star on the rise for quite some time. Starting out with Fifth Harmony and quickly phasing into a very successful solo career, the pop star has been on everybody's radar. So it was an amazing opportunity when she was offered the chance to perform at the Grammys. Of course, she said yes, and was even more thrilled to find out she'd be the first Latina to open the coveted musical awards. However, celebrity or not, nobody is immune to a wardrobe malfunction. During her performance, Cabello got a little too excited and managed to flip up her skirt and show off her bright yellow bloomers. But Camila is a consummate professional and did not let the slip detract from her performance or her night. And of course, we're sure nobody really minded anyway. The star is in excellent shape all around, and at the very least, audiences and viewers likely assumed it was just part of the show. The whole performance went over great and set the tone for the rest of the show. We don't think it would have been half as great without her. But what do you think? Cringeworthy wardrobe malfunction or a fun and flirty costume feature? Being on stage is definitely never easy. Even the professionals get it wrong sometimes. But what do you think was the most embarrassing celebrity slip-up? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great videos from the Taco. Until next time.